Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about some of the new features of Windows 7. Now you're looking at the Windows 7 desktop. I want to go over some things just for you people that are still on Windows Vista, that think there's not that big of a change between Vista and 7. Just want to say there is quite a big change. First, I'll go ahead and start off with the new style taskbar. Windows no longer has quick launch on the taskbar. Rather, you take the programs you use most and you can do what's called pin them to the taskbar. And the folders you go to a lot in Windows Explorer, you can easily right click and select, let's say, videos, and go right to your videos. And for example, Windows Media Player, you can select recent videos of music you played and all that kind of stuff. The start menu is a bit different. It used to be you would have things like Internet, Mozilla Firefox, or Internet Explorer, and your email. Your Internet and email shortcuts would usually be here, but they took that out. And now, with frequently used programs, you can go over here and select different items for that program. Like, let's say for Paint, Notepad, all that kind of stuff. Go and open up quite a few windows here, and I'm going to say Virtual Machines, Videos, Documents, Task Manager. I want to show you a new feature about Windows 7 called Arrow Peek. Anytime you're looking for a particular window, you can just put your mouse cursor over that particular window in the peek selection, and each other window will fade out as a like glass, like say Windows Task Manager. All the other windows will disappear and only Windows Task Manager will be showing. That's another new feature. And over here, the notification area has changed. It hides your notifications by default and only shows your notification icons. It will only show the balloon pop-ups. However, you can go in and customize it to always show certain items, all that kind of stuff. Another new thing would be how the gadgets work in Windows 7. Rather than being restricted to a sidebar, you could still move your icons over, your gadgets over in Vista, but you always had this annoying sidebar over here on the very side of the screen, which I didn't really like that. I like how Windows 7, how you can move the gadgets where you want them to without seeing this ugly looking sidebar on the side of your screen. And as you see, there's a new Media Center gadget, and there's a few new things about the gadgets. Another thing I want to cover is Windows Media Player. Windows 7 has Media Player 12, which when you're playing a certain particular song, you can switch to the small view, which is pretty cool. I kind of like that. And the biggest thing of all that I like about Windows 7 is Windows Media Center. I will go ahead and start Media Center with my remote. The Windows 7 Media Center has a new layout, which one here is, it looks like the Microsoft Zune MP3 players, the layout of the menu, which I think it looks pretty cool. It looks through how the music works. You can go by songs. This is similar to Windows Vista. And of course you can go by your artists, and albums and all that. However, in the television section, there's been a couple of changes. The layout of the recordings is different. Like, I don't remember Vista showing all the pictures like it was supposed to. Anyways, the layout of the how you go to record TV shows is a bit different. Which now the menu pops up a bit different. And another big thing about the Windows 7 Media Center versus Windows Vista is that Windows 7 supports Clear QAM by default. If you have a TV tuner that supports it, you can watch high-def TV shows and stuff over what's called Clear QAM if you have a cable signal. And of course, with Windows 7, you can pause live television. Go to the guide, I'm going to show you how the Media Center also shows. Let's see. How Media Center also shows the Clear QAM TV shows. This is WTV high definition picked over a standard cable signal. However, it's not analog, it's a digital signal called Clear QAM. By the way, you can pause and rewind live television in Windows 7, like all Media Center editions. Go back to the Media Center home, which majority of stuff is pretty much about the same in the Media Center except for those things I covered. We'll go ahead and exit Media Center. And now I'm going to talk about another cool feature of Windows 7 Professional. It's called Windows XP mode. You have to download the software, but it's really simple. It makes Windows 7 capable of running your older applications in a Windows XP environment. I'm going to run the PrintShot 15, which it runs better in XP. Which I believe, I have to say, this is probably the coolest feature of all about Windows 7. Which is a special thing that's only available in Professional Edition and Ultimate and Enterprise Edition. As you see, I'm running the PrintShot 15 as if it was in Windows XP. I have to say, this is pretty cool. However, there are still a few cons about Windows 7 versus Vista. There are times where you can be transferring big files over the network and Windows 7's Explorer will just bog down and will run slow, and we have a gigabit switch on the house and these computers, majority of computers are gigabit systems. I can be transferring data from one gigabit system to another, and it will only be using like 10% of the bandwidth if I'm using the Windows 7 Explorer. However, I can go and use Mom and Dad's computer, which is Vista, and it more efficiently transfers files than Windows 7 does. Kind of surprising, but true. Another thing I want to talk about is how Windows 7 doesn't include things like Photo Gallery, Movie Maker, and all that stuff. It relies on Windows Live. You have to download this stuff, which for people with low bandwidth internet connections, it can be quite a bit of frustration. And this is the reason why I like how Vista is an all-in-one that includes everything. You don't have to download half the stuff to have the full features. Those are the only big cons about Windows 7, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons.